Elma. Switch back here. Go back there.
Let me put your ship full screen. I might have the stream on the side as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Just gonna wait for a couple. I gotta send Blues actually one thing.
Yeah, send the link out and shit. Is there gonna be music?
Huh?
Okay.
No. I don't even know if I can play.
Oh yeah, because it's YouTube, not
YouTube,
Twitch.
yeah. Bro, I don't know how to work Twitch. Uh,
Or you can see like, oh, I was gonna say because it's weird to see on YouTube rather than Twitch.
yeah, but I guess I found a
The
way.
new improved version.
I posted in the general chat because apparently there's no available bogs.
Fair enough.
Oh, Birdo. There he is. Alright, I guess, yeah, we just wait for a couple people.
Giroud said to put music.
Uh, oh, bro, this is my first time working with Streamlabs. Like, this took me like four
You're
hours
asking
to.
for too much.
Yeah, I know. Like,
4 hours?
yeah. Bro, you think I know how to work this shit? This right here, this stupid, the intro right here, all these
Hmm.
teams, took me over 40 minutes. What is up, Kicks? How's it going? Alright, so
See,
we just
even
gotta.
everyone wants a music.
I don't know how to play. Okay, let me see if I can play music. So
Could you imagine? That
let's see.
actually would have been funny.
What? What Drake said?
Yeah. You can check on your stream how many are there, right? Would you want to wait till like 10 people?
uh, I think Birdo's gonna ping everyone right now.
Okay. Once we have like 10 people, then we can
Yeah,
start.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sadly, David, I don't think anyone gives a shit about you.
To be honest, neither do I. You know, we just gotta. We took the bull by the horns. We stuffed up. Let's see.
Did you see the Uruguay game?
Yeah. No, that was actually Uruguay kind of shot the bed.
You know the guy that missed the penalty?
Uh,
It's some random guy.
yeah. What about him?
Apparently, he's linked. He's linked to Porto,
Yeah, of course, all the shitters are.
and he missed the pen.
Patrick, you think I know how to work? I don't know how to put music on here. Oh, like next week, I'm gonna put some nice songs. So right now, well, people who are joining in, welcome. This is kind of like a surprise considering these podcasts are usually done with SOCOM and Alonzi, and today you have me and Thunderax. Uh, yeah,
And what? We're booze. Like we're
yeah, we're
fine.
nice. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we have a lot of planned today. Gonna be doing some obviously the team of the week, Cup Stars, which actually is gonna be from week 3 and week 4 combined. So a lot of stats are gonna be up and running on there, and we also have like a small segment that Aaron and I have made that you will see coming very shortly. Did he ping it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he just did it right now. The reboot. We're called the reboot. I like that.
You like that?
That's actually not nice. That's not bad.
The reboot.
Yeah.
That's fine. So what, you trying to wait until what? We have more than.
We'll just wait for one more, because even the other podcasts, don't typically
Yeah.
just so
This season it wasn't like last season.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot
Last
different.
season there was like 20, 30 people.
Yeah. Usually at that point, it's usually because of team of the season and stuff like that.
Hmm.
There hasn't been one in 2 weeks, so I guess it's catching people by surprise considering how late it was. But I guess we'll get underway in like a minute. It's been 4 minutes, so we'll just give one more minute, and then we'll go underway. Tem duas pessoas agora. Okay.
Just out of nowhere, just Tokyo
Yeah.
were joined.
Yeah. Like okay. But yeah. So like we were saying, we have new people, new stuff coming on their way. Um, and you'll see what we have. We're going to be showing a lot of the stats, both Cup and League. A lot of surprising things since we are halfway. Going to be showing up some what we call bank or bust, which is basically the winners and losers so far of the halfway point of the season, considering halfway is left of the season. We're going to go through that and a lot of other cool things. And let's see. Let's go.
Yeah, if you want to get started, we can.
Okay, so I guess the first thing that we're going to start off is obviously welcome everyone. The first thing I guess is going to be the standings. This obviously is the standings point of first time halfway through the season. There's usually, I believe, there's 30 games, so 16
Yeah,
games
30.
remaining. You can see obviously Crotone taking that first place, and to be honest, before the start, I know a lot of people who don't know them from other leagues aren't going to really predict them to come in first. Obviously, me playing on Napoli, I know we could still like it's never done this season, but I knew this team was always good, especially playing in these other top leagues. Crotone do have the players, and obviously been playing, I think, for 4 years with each other, which
I
is
mean, I
obviously
feel like it was always expected. I feel like people who knew the team, these guys were always contenders to be up there.
no, it's true though. Like, especially because this league is all about bidding. You're getting used to team chemistry. These guys have been playing each other for 4 years, and that does obviously help them a lot. And you can see in the standings that does help. But there's a lot of surprising teams where they're being placed at the moment. Like for me, I'm not just saying this you hear, but Torino number four. Uh,
I don't know why that's a surprise to people.
no, I'm saying this in a good way for you guys because there are a lot of people who predicted Torino to come, let's say 14th,
Yeah,
13th.
14, 12, 10.
Uh, they're doing well, obviously. Cagliari, they're having a lot of trouble right now, with issues, I think, with getting full 11, which does suck. I
I
do hope.
mean, when you start off bad, it's a lot, especially on these smaller teams. Not to say there are smaller teams, but lower down in the table, it's going to be harder to have more people commit, especially when you're a new owner. I doubt there's going to be players there with much commitment to the team.
I no, and I agree with that because once you start losing and you see everyone else winning, it doesn't give you the motivation to play.
Hmm.
But I hope it does turn around because, like I said, it's still halfway. There's still something that could be proven from all these teams. But we'll see what goes on around here.
Hmm.
Obviously, Napoli and AC Milan, I do believe they're both. It doesn't show, but they're actually both tied with 30 points. It's just Napoli have higher goal difference. But that's what it is. It's just a lot of these teams, like they're playing well. It's like consistent and then some games they're not. Like that's what it is. And this is
Yeah,
why this league so far, I think in season 13 has been the closest. I know it doesn't show the points right here, but everyone is kind of close together even though Crotone, yes, they do have a big advantage. But of course, like I said, in 16 games anything can happen, whether they can drop. Same thing goes with Inter, who I think still are a great contender. They just had a rough first half of the season, but still great players on that team. They can anything can be changed around. But now I guess we can just go take a look more so at Cup standings. This is obviously there's still one game left of the Cup standings.
yeah,
I do believe yeah there's nine, but I do believe this is other than the last group, which is with Crotone, Sassuolo, and Lazio. Um, there's still a chance. Every team has been automatically qualified. Um, and looking through this, I I'm looking here and there's not really that much of a surprise to the teams. For me, it's like these were the teams that I would have predicted to gone through in the first place. Uh, Obviously, there's teams like Crotone and Napoli who have not lost in the cup, but then again, like cup teams, like a lot of people say cup doesn't really matter to them and stuff like that. But these
yeah,
teams, like let's say if you look at Genoa, who have been really improving, they're first in the group, and especially playing with AC Milan, no one would have predicted them to come first in
yeah,
that group. I would have definitely predicted AC Milan, but they've definitely shown that they are the team to beat when it comes to the cup. Even in the league, they have been performing very well. Uh, and that's what it takes. They're doing well on it.
yeah. especially in the beginning. Like they signed these big players, and it wasn't really doing much for them. They
Yeah,
were
no,
kind of struggling, but they made the moves, and right now I see them as a really strong team.
exactly. No, and that's the right point. Like everyone here, like especially like Sassuolo, who in the league they're kind of like no one
They're
predicted them to be high. Like they're on the lower end, but here they're second in their group, especially with Lazio and Sampdoria,
Mhm.
who have quality, in my opinion, a little bit over Sassuolo. But they're definitely showing here that they're also a team to beat, whether in the cup, especially being in the group with Crotone. That is also really hard to beat. Um,
In the league too, they've been doing well as well. People predicted them to be down there like 15th, 16th as well. I think
yeah,
Caddy Goat's done well with what he had in the beginning of the season.
yeah, no, and it's true. And I do see people are saying, people are just trying to have fun in the cup, and I see that because definitely I've played striker in the cup for Napoli. Like I've had fun, but I do notice like the teams that were meant to be qualified at the end of the day were qualified. I do think maybe the Roma, Inter, and Torino group would have been a lot closer. Obviously, you guys took that by hand, Torino.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Roma, I feel like they could have been a lot closer, but then again, Cagliari falling short again in the cup, uh, which it does suck. But like I said, they still could be that team to ruin people's day when it comes to the league. It's not
No,
done.
definitely.
They can ruin people's chances. We've seen in the past in other leagues where last place teams will just try and beat the first place teams to just ruin their chances of the league. But that's what it is, and that's what cup. There's one game left. Standings won't really change from here. Maybe I think AC Milan or Genoa or the last group, or even the third, like Napoli's group. But the main point is the two teams, the top teams, have qualified already. Uh, but that's basically it. And I
And that's
guess
the thing about Crotone as well. Like you were saying, how every team has like a chance to beat the bigger teams, but Crotone has been beating all their opponents. It's not like we're like Napoli; they have dropped points against four teams, and
exactly,
so has AC Milan. Crotone has been like consistently, and that's the way it comes down to at the end of the day is consistently in beating the smaller teams. Because you don't have to beat Crotone or
you don't.
Napoli; you just have to consistently beat the smaller teams.
And to be honest, I experienced that firsthand actually a couple seasons ago when I was playing at Bayern and when we won the league title against Wolfsburg. We never beat Wolfsburg once, and they were obviously the other team in first. We never beat them once, but the thing is we beat all the small teams, and that's what counted.
Yeah.
They failed to do that, and that's what caused them the league. And that's what's most important because it's the same thing like you were saying, especially playing at Napoli. Um, we have great quality, great potential. It's just you've seen it in the standings. We're in
Yeah.
4 losses, and most of those losses is because of silly mistakes. Like 95% of the goals conceded at Napoli are set pieces, whether it's penalties or free kicks, corners. Like if it's just minimizing those mistakes, the team would be a lot better. Same thing with AC Milan. There's some mistakes, but those were if they find the mistakes to get rid of them, to get rid of those mistakes, they would be a lot better. I still think that these teams, Napoli, AC Milan, and Crotone, are going to go far. I still see Torino going far. But the thing is,
Oh,
like you,
thanks, buddy.
but you still see like Crotone, like you were saying, they're not making any mistakes. We were beating
No.
them 2-0, but then they tightened those mistakes and managed to come back 3-2. It's mistakes like that that changes the team. It's the not believing because once you go down, especially in LG, it's
Mhm.
really hard to come back, and they managed to do that multiple times. I guess we're gonna do stats after. One thing that the next segment that we actually have, it's something new. It's called Bank or Bust. So like I was saying, this is basically like the winners and losers of the first half. We were kind of talking it already. There's gonna be like two main bank teams, two main busts, basically two main winners, two main losers. This isn't to say that these teams are down and out or these two teams are going to be
Oh, definitely.
uh, winning it all. This is just who I think that had it or
Up
who
to this point. Up to
up
this
to this
point.
point exactly. And they're all going to be teams that we're going to mention along the way who were somewhat bank, somewhat bust. So the main team here, I don't think it's any surprise. I think the team who have made the most bank is Crotone
Yeah.
simply because, like I said, they're new to the league. All players are probably like 500k. I like their team, Lgfa. He looks good. I've seen him in like their other leagues. He plays good at Ford. Goom is also a good CB. I know he's also the management there, but their team also has great low price players, and of course they're in first place at halfway point. If that shows why there should be in bank. They have a lot of quality on this team. There's like no weaknesses that I see. Obviously,
And
Goom.
there's consistency. Like they're not dropping points.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like Goom was suspended for 2 weeks. Keep that in mind.
And
And
they
they were
still
in first. You know what I mean? Like they have the depth that they need to come back and
mhm,
fight these teams. Like TNG Almighty, I know he's a goalkeeper, but he was able to play center back
yeah.
when they had, I think, Cornelius or Nice Ashole. I think that's who his name is. But he was playing goalkeeper for them. And yeah, he had mistakes, but they were still managed to come back. And that's why like this team has a lot of depth in their lineup and able to communicate. They pass the ball brilliantly and able to get into the final third, score. It's good for them, and it really does help them out. Uh, but my next team, obviously, I don't think this is a surprise for many looking at the standings. The next team that probably made the most bank, who, in my opinion, I'm not just saying this because he's here, he doesn't even know. I think it's Torino. I can explain on this really because,
Yeah,
like,
I feel like you should talk because I'm gonna be a little
yeah,
bit biased.
because
Yeah,
I don't want to be biased. Like, exactly, I don't want him to be biased, but basically, him being in fourth place, obviously, yes, he's a new management, and that's one of the reasons him, Patrick, and Cheeseman are new to being management, and they took it in a way where they didn't. I saw it in a way when before bidding even started, uh, they were they were kind of like unsure on what to do. Like they had no plans, but before, like right actually on during bidding, they had an idea. All three management, and they went for it. Did a lot of trades. Like they've done a lot of trades, beneficial in a way, and they built a core lineup that works so well together. They're really hard to break down. A lot of people do compare them to Cadiz of last season, and I do kind of see why, because they're like that team that no
yeah,
one expects to do well, but they do. They usually always fight against the top teams. There are a couple, yes, okay, there are a couple mistakes that happen here and there because that's with every team. Um, but I do think for them being in fourth place right now, and keep this in mind, in the fourth week, they were in second. But this week they did have a little bit of a downfall. I think they only won one game out of the four in the league, which if
yeah,
they want to turn things around, there has to be like, of course, people are going to lose. Don't get me wrong, that stuff is always going to happen. Um, but yeah, it does happen. But I do think this team is going to be one of the most banked so far, especially going halfway through. But now, in my opinion, now we're gonna go into a bust. And if you do play for this team, I'm just saying, like don't get mad in a way. Like there's gonna be good points and good positive points about your team, but in my opinion, the first major bust is Inter Milan. Looking into this season, I was thinking, what can go wrong? They have Patcher, they have
yeah.
Athletic, they have Taco and Net, who easily, I think, what he won Golden Glove last season. Um,
I think he's the best goalie in the league.
no,
Well,
I
besides
dead
Broadway, I think Taco is the best goalie in the league.
I personally think Taco and Armando, they're top, the probably top keepers in the whole league. Uh, when it comes to this, and having Taco at there in net when he's a wall, and having at the point where they had a lot of top quality players, and some of the trades were a little bit iffy. But the thing is when you have that type of offense with Patcher, Athletic, and I do believe they had K-Mac at one point, or Sham at
Yeah,
one point.
I think K-Max is playing fullback for them.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like they're missing something on that lineup, but if they can find what it is before when it gets to the point of the end of the season,
The trade deadline.
yeah, if they can find some good quality players right before uh, the trade deadline, I'm not saying that they need more good quality because they already have quality. They just need to find what's missing on that team. I don't know what it is, but I've seen in the past with Ashbay as well. Like he's a great owner. They have a lot of quality. Like I keep saying quality because they do. Like I don't think of any negatives when I see this lineup. On paper, I do think it's one of the best in the whole league.
Yeah. Also, they added a Giroud to the lineup. They
They did.
transferred.
They did. Oh wait, they. Oh yeah, they did. They transferred like Giroud, which could help them out in a really good way, especially second half of the week. We're now league where you're going to be facing all the same teams again, so you know where you're going up against. Inter Milan should be able to turn it around, and I really hope they do. This is a team that obviously when they have good potential, it sucks to see them suck. You know what I mean? That's what I don't want them to happen like that. And another team, before I go on, I could say bust. In my opinion, I don't have a slide for that, but it's Sampdoria. I know a lot of teams don't have this team as like a top quality team, but don't get me wrong, they've always been that team in the league.
Good.
like Getafe,
They can get points.
they can, and they've done in the
We've dropped
past.
points against them. They're a solid team. They have a solid midfield.
They do.
They control the game.
Yeah, no, and they really do, especially quick draw on that lineup. I do think they
Hmm.
had something. I don't think it's something. I think they're what? Let me check the standings again. 13th. They only have 3 wins out of 14.
I feel like they're missing like the top striker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because they have the midfield. They have like a solid defense, but then it's just I don't know. They're just not scoring.
yeah, and that's the thing. And I do think they're conceding quite a bit. It might be a little bit patchy areas, but this is the thing. Like they can find something. I know they might be out of the cup right now, but they can find something in the league to turn up
Hmm.
teams, to turn off teams, from conceding and doing well. Um, but basically, another reason. It's just another. It's sad to see because I know obviously Getafe they've done well. Sampdoria I had potential in them, and it sucks to see them do so poorly, especially in the first half. But always things can change. But the
Yeah,
next major bust, in my opinion, it has to be Udinese. This is a team where
they had a
they
lot of
they
potential.
had so much, especially beginning the season.
People were saying fifth, fourth,
Yeah,
sixth.
I'm
They were
telling you,
supposed to be up there.
they had at one point they traded for Benfica fan. They had
Hmm.
Blasphemy. They had a good team with Finkel. Okay, they have Mullet on there. They had Devil Clutch. They also had Serb at the beginning. That's a good quality team to start off with.
Oh,
But
definitely on paper they were one of the biggest
oh yeah,
teams just due to
look
that
at
back line they had.
oh yeah, no, 100%. And the thing that sucked, in my opinion, I know obviously playing on the game where they lost 10-0, but I don't want to say that changed their game, their whole like team's like mindset.
No, no, it definitely did.
I think it really did because obviously as soon as they lost, a lot of people,
Blasphemy.
blasphemy trade requests. And to be
Mhm.
honest, I'm not pinpointing on anyone or anything like that. It sucks. I personally losing 10-0. Like, I know it could be hard on the owners and hard on the players to want to play, but it does suck in a way where I did see this team go so well, especially with management, and of course Finkel having to step down ownership. It is another blow, but obviously I hope he's doing well right now. But basically, I don't know. I feel like this team would have been a top competitive team, but it does suck that to see them go so low where they are in the
Mhm.
standings, especially. But like I said, things can turn around. Are they through in the cup? I don't know. Cup
They're,
standings.
they're also a team that have a lot of big personalities, and sometimes they can clash. And like you've seen, some people already put their trade requests before the season even started with
Yeah,
them.
and that's the thing.
I mean, that's what you sign up for when you have some certain people on your team. Not going to mention, but some people just don't want to be on teams with certain personalities, and you can see that. As when you've seen Serb leave, you've seen Blasphemy leave. There's a lot of
Yeah,
things that go into owning the team, and I feel like just having the locker room, like everyone being happy, everyone being motivated to play, is probably the most important thing going through the whole season.
and
Because as soon as you drop points and start losing momentum, then that's when you're going to just keep losing, and it's going to be hard to get out of there.
and to be honest, you're right on that because that's the difference. If you look at like we said before, Crotone, where they have chemistry, nothing seems to break them. Even if you get
Yeah,
past them, their chemistry is strong. Rather than if you go up against Udinese, their chemistry is a little bit weaker because everyone's mindset is a little bit tough against each other. But like I said, they have the players. They could do something in the second half. I know Mullet is a good money maker. He knows how to make
yeah,
trades.
definitely.
So he could look into something to going either in next season or what he can bring for this season. But it's still a little bit. It's so early to tell. Halfway point. There's still a lot can change. Obviously, the standings are not
Yeah,
going to
definitely.
finish where they're at. We could go right now into standings. I mean stats. So we'll go here. Uh, just want to make sure this is basically looking in the stats so far, especially goals standpoint. I've never seen someone in 14 games get 25 goals like Cupid. Uh,
No, definitely. He's literally finishing everything on his plate, and he's not giving anyone else. Like all he wants to score. You can see with no assists.
he
That's his
does,
main
and
point.
that's the thing. Like I just looked at this now, obviously before starting the stream, 0 assists. But obviously I play with Cupid. He's my owner and stuff like that. but
Mhm.
he's definitely not greedy. I know zero sits.
No,
He passes, he moves the ball well, but 25 goals does help him. Like he has been that clinical finisher for us, and especially talking about Napoli, if going bank or bust, I think they're a little bit of bank, but a little bit in some ways the bust where we lost those 4 matches where we shouldn't have. But then
yeah,
again, it goes,
definitely. With those four losses, like it's against teams you wouldn't expect them to
yeah,
lose. That's
like
why I would put them in the mid range because
that's
they
exactly what I was
have one
thinking.
of the best teams in the league, especially now adding Kevin into the mix.
And yeah,
That's,
and that's another reason. Like especially when the first game we lost, no disrespect whatsoever, but especially losing to that first game to Juventus when they were on a bad form. I think they were in last place at the time. When we lost that first game against Juventus, it kind of went on a downhill. When then we lost to Roma right after, and then the next day on Sunday, I think we lost to Genoa, who played well against us. But
mhm.
and then we lost Crotone when we had a 2-0 lead. After those 4 straight, 5 straight matches or something like that, we did turn it around and then we won 4 or 5 straight in a row. But it goes to show that every game counts, and especially in a league like this. And well, things get turned around, but I'm happy it did. Obviously, like you said, Kevin coming over here,
Mhm.
he made it. He's coming back up on the way in the goal standings. Obviously, Kicks with 15 goals, 7 assists. He's helping
Yeah,
AC
no
Milan.
surprise there.
Yeah, like
It's always going to be up there.
Kicks is doing what Kicks does best, in my opinion. Also, for a team like Atalanta, 14 goals for Icy Miguel, and then of
Mhm.
course 16 assists. I'm just
It's just
looking for
for Jack.
Jack. That is
Yeah,
absolutely insane. I don't know what
16.
is.
That's crazy.
I don't know what's going. I don't want to say what's going wrong, but I don't want to say what's
You know
going.
what? Yeah, I feel like that set pieces corners because Giroud also has a lot of goals as well. Look, he has 7.
That is
I
true.
feel like he got probably a lot of assists from corners as well, but still, that's also 9 assists in the league.
That is. And to be honest, like, it's just what you want. Like, Jack has always been in the league. He has been performing great in the last couple of seasons, especially Icy. I think this is his major breakout season, and I'm happy for him. Played with him last season in Barca. He's really good. He's doing well. Obviously, 14 goals to back him up for that 13. And then you see Crotone in fourth and fifth, Tyrone and Big P. They're doing good striking
Mhm.
offenses. They're doing well, in my opinion. And then we're gonna look at assists here. Obviously, Jack with 16, there's no surprise. I think he got 9 in the first week, which is absolutely insane. And then, I am sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Lacan. Uh, he's been doing well. I've seen him every week.
43 key passes. Take that in mind as
Yeah,
well.
that's just amazing what you want to see from him. And then we got 3 people tied. Oh, actually 5. Why did I read 3? For 7. Obviously, Kevin got a lot of assists coming into Napoli.
Yeah,
He's been really key on helping the team.
I mean
Same.
when you have Cupid beside you, it's kind of hard not
Yeah,
getting.
yeah, and then it goes like I'm not saying because Kevin did obviously a little bit. He helped out Genoa in many ways. It did suck, what happened. He has a $35 million contract. You can look at him like that one season. So it was kind of hard to look at him at like whether we should get him, whether teams should go for him. But he has came in and he's proven the price in a way where he's done what he needed to do. And another team that I'm looking at so far is DeSabo and Kicks. The striking force, I would have never expected to see DeSabo and Kicks work so well, but it works so well for back-to-back seasons, which is great to see. They're obviously killing it, and same thing with Infinite Akam with 6 assists. They're doing good, and that's good to see on that part. And I guess now what we can look at is if we want to look at interceptions. First place is obviously with
Yeah.
Moody.
Mhm.
I don't think this is
When
any
is he not there?
that's the thing. Like Moody has been so consistent. Every time I play with Moody, it's like he's always on the pitch. Like he's like, in my opinion, he's like Conte. No matter where you look, he's always there, and he always gets the ball. He finds his way and he finds the pass. You can see with 92% passing percentage, that's insane. He doesn't miss a pass.
Yeah.
He's always there. Okay, he has won a goal, I do remember, and he finds a couple of assists with a key assist I do remember to Kevin last week, but to get us the win. But he's always there in a good places, especially George Silva helping out Lazio as well, which is always good. And to be honest, King Barros fourth place as a center back, 39
As a center
interceptions.
back, yeah.
That is insane as well. Been playing
He's
good for
been playing
Torino.
really well. His first on his debut for Torino, he got man of the match against Udinese. So in a game where we were kind of struggling, he saved us that game.
Exactly,
Also,
and
Robinho from Parma, he's been playing really well. Like he's had already
yeah,
2 team of the weeks.
Oh yeah, no,
especially in a team like Parma where they were struggling in the beginning. It's crazy to see like a midfielder from that team having crazy stats as he does.
oh no, he's been playing well, and I always see him on the pitch. I do think of him as another great quality player. I guess the next thing we're gonna look at is blocks, stun gun. You know, Cagliari, I'm actually surprised to see. Like, I'm not saying I have no doubt in stun guns per quality, but to see Cagliari, he's helping out Cagliari. I don't know how to pronounce it anyway, but in any way possible, 16 blocks. I do
Do
know
you
that
think?
they're always on the defensive end. Yes, I know it's hard.
Yeah, I was about to say. Do you think that's just because they're getting a lot of
Yeah,
shots on?
that's the thing. Like, I mean, you could look at these stats for blocks and notice, wait, they're all kind of teams that are always more defensive. Yes, but then again, to get 16 blocks is something crazy to do. It's not just like,
Yeah,
just
definitely.
it takes a little bit of common knowledge, and Stungan definitely has that. Even VfL Chelsea, who has been really good throughout the whole season, it's good to see him back up here on the leaderboard stats. One thing I guess we can look at next is again tackles, and like you were saying, Rabinu,
Yeah.
42 tackles leads it with Achilles right under him. And that's Achilles. I'm not surprised whatsoever. He has that
Oh,
quality,
definitely.
especially playing with him. He has an eye for a pass and an eye for a tackle. He can get in there and get out with the ball, and that's really good for him. And you could see all these good players like coming out and always showing their class. Like you could see Pluto helping out the team here, Clutch doing what he does best, especially last season for Villarreal, and then again doing it here for Inter. I guess the last stat that we can see, especially for the league, is possession one. Once again, it's Moody up in front with Robinu right behind him. Um, this is possession one. They always do well. Like I said, it's basically a CDM. I always think of possession one a little bit like interceptions and tackles are like in between, but they always do what the best for the team. These guys, they do show what they have quality wise. With Jay Carlos obviously showing his mark playing center back and sometimes right mid. I do right back actually. I think they play 4-1-2-1-2, and it's good to see. Now the next, this is gonna be cup stats. We're gonna go a little on this point, and Kevin here has 13 goals leading in the cup. Kevin has been doing really well in the cup, like lately. Even in Genoa, he was doing well in the cup, and he still came to Napoli and is still scoring a lot in the cup. And even Thunderax. I mean, I know you're here right now. 10 goals in the cup. That did help your team reach, I do believe, first place. Um,
Yeah.
you guys have been playing well, and I'm not saying this because you're here, but I think you have been their star player. Uh, that's been helping them a lot. Two assists, obviously to help you out a bit, and then Cupid obviously right behind Kevin. I mean you. That's no surprise in my opinion with this season that he is having. He's doing well. There's a lot of good players here. Like I said, it's Cup, um, and it's good to see all these type of players come out. And then we're gonna go to assists. Kevin leading in goals and assists. He's leading in first. Cupid right behind him. So we got a couple Napoli players. We have been scoring a lot in the cup. It's good to see. And another player like we were talking about is Tyrone PG. He's been playing well,
Mhm.
and he's showing what he has. Um, I guess now we could look at. Do you want to look at some small transfers?
Yeah, sure. You can look at the recent ones.
Yeah, let's look at the most recent ones. Um, Obviously, it's going to show everything. I don't have what SOCOM had. Like I said, I'm still new to streaming and all this, but I'm trying my best here. But 18 mil for Giroud. Um, hold on. Giroud. Yeah. Okay. So, in my opinion, Mullet here, 18 mil, is going to help him a lot for next season.
Oh,
Giving
definitely.
Mullet 18 mil is one of the it is a scary thing to do, especially what he can do for next season. He has done in the past with the first season with Atletico, but it's to see what he can do for next. Like I said, it's season he can still buy more players for now, but especially getting 18 mil for and especially Giroud going to Inter, I think that's what they were lacking this whole time. Like you were saying, a center back. Because I do remember they had Albra to begin with, but he wasn't really a CB, so he didn't really. Not saying he didn't help them because he didn't. He tried to, but that's not his position. So he's not going to perform there like the best he can. But getting
Yeah.
Giroud, who has obviously 7 goals in the league, uh, it does change him. Yeah. Now, next, the most recent, obviously, as of today, El Pepe for 4 mil going over. And to be honest, El Pepe has been playing well. He was probably Villarreal's one of the best players last season.
Yeah, I was about to say for 4 mil, that seemed a little low,
I was about to say
considering
that's a
yeah,
great
considering he was one of the best wide mids in last season.
yeah, and he's done well there to show for it. And I guess we'll show a little bit more here. Question Sauce and J Bohemian for 14.5 mil. Again, Mullet is getting a lot of money here, and that's what he wants. He wants to get a lot of money. He doesn't know if he's going to be coming back, but he wants to be safe for next season. He did that well with J Bohemian. He actually made a lot more profit than I do believe Achilles gave him, AC Milan, to in
Mhm.
the first place. So
I
14
think
mil.
it was 8 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 mil. Like you're saying, 6 mil profit. That is a lot of money. Um, and that's gonna help obviously Solo because if they do well in the cup, they can still go and try and something here, do well there. Um, and I guess the next one, major one that I see here, it has to be Javi and Odegaard. Because in my opinion, Javi has been with Cosman for so many seasons, and to see a straight swap for Odegaard and Javi, it does blow my mind a bit. But I'm not saying I don't see any potential in Odegaard. I don't. I see them both. Javi's outstanding and easily an outstanding keeper in the league. He always has been. Especially Odegaard, who has came in last season. He has played really well. He's always on his feet. He always tries to save the ball, especially with Achilles. And AC Milan, he's done well. But we're gonna see what he can do with obviously Atalanta, and obviously what Javi can do there with the defensive support um, with that AC Milan has. So it's going to be good to see on that kind of sense where we're going through. Uh, yeah, but this is now obviously we're looking back here. We can obviously see the trades that happened with 7 mil for respect. This is a trade where
Hi, son.
I do feel like Manly didn't make. Uh, I'm not saying it's respect. You know, respect has always been that player who's been one of the favorites, and let's say you could say like people always used to call him the goats of LG.
Yeah.
And he personally has the IQ. Every time I play with him, he hasn't been obviously playing FIFA 21 that much, but he still has the IQ that he once had a long time ago. And it's good to see him going for that much. Him going to Manly for Fiorentina, they can definitely use the help there. But then again, Sampdoria making also 7 mil there. That does help him quite a bit. I know obviously the 20 mil to Berto. I do I like this trade, but I feel like it's a little bit too much. Obviously, I'm not saying Berto doesn't. Berto is a fantastic player.
Mhm.
Him being a Bog, obviously, all jokes aside, he is a fantastic player. He can play offensively, defensively. His shots outside the box is really what's outstanding. Um, I feel like 20 mil and abundance. It is a little bit too much, in my opinion, but then again, goes know what he wants. He always finds the perfect
Yeah.
cash deals. He got a lot of money for Kevin, so he has money to blow right now, and it's good to see in their long run. But everything works at the end because obviously now Genoa have Cropper and Berto, so they can make something good really up here, especially going into the cup run. I guess the next thing that we can do is I guess we're gonna start off with team of the week. Do you want to start off? Do you know?
If you want, sure.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with team of the week. I guess the first player, congratulations. So this is week 3 and week 4. Um, it's gonna be a little bit different here. You're gonna see it's actually gonna be Broadway, CJ Broadway. You can see here starting 11. He has 6 games, 19 saves, 5 goals against, with almost an 80% save percentage. He has done well, and that's what I was saying. Where
Mhm.
last week, other than a little bit this week, last week he has been Torino's rock, especially in defense, where they were kind of struggling a little bit in this week. And I guess you can kind of vouch for that. Uh,
Yeah, he's definitely saved us so many games. I can't even tell you how many times he saved us. Without him, we wouldn't be where we are.
no,
And especially for the price we paid for him, because most people don't. They try to avoid him, but he's really fit into our team. And to be honest, he's had a big voice in our team, especially with the experience he has in the league.
yeah. No, he does, and obviously I know him as always doing well in the cup. He has been like when I won a cup with him, he has the knowledge like you were saying, and he has the skill to do it. I don't know why he's always so cheap every season. He's a fantastic keeper. Always liked
Mhm.
watching him play. He's always fun to watch. He's always a fun person to be beside. He's a good guy. And I guess next we're gonna start off. We're gonna go with King Fetz. Do you want to talk a little bit about him? You can obviously see the stats on the screen.
Well, he was supposed to play with us, but it didn't quite work out with that. But he's always been just one of the best fullbacks in the league, and there's no doubt when you see his stats this season.
Yeah, and like he's always been in the league where he's won tots before, so he
Mhm.
still has the experience. A lot of people were questioning, is he still that same player that he once was? And to be honest, he's showing it. Even though like yes, he's playing for the Unions, but he's showing what he has, and it's good because I know Mullet likes playing with him. He has played with him in Union Berlin, where he did win his tots. And he's done well. 10 interceptions in 2 weeks, basically. 25 possession one with almost a 90% passing accuracy. That's really good for him to see him do well,
Mhm.
especially on that type of circumstances. And starting the next one, we're gonna go back to back actually. Jay Carlos with 3 Team of the Weeks in a row. He has been absolutely outstanding for AC Milan. No matter where he plays, either it's right back or now back-to-back CB positions, and it just shows you like obviously yes tackles he's 5 out of 5. It's really what you want to see from him, and he obviously has that one goal, but 25 possession one and 17
Mhm.
interceptions. That's just absolutely insane, just from a CB aspect. Like, no one really would. I know Carlos, he's a fantastic player, but he's really changing the game for AC Milan. When they say versatile, I literally think of Carlos as one of the most versatile
Yeah.
players in the league. This man can play anywhere. Want him to play striker, he can bang in goals as well. You can see him scoring a goal already, so it's just what you want to see from him, and he's always done well. And I'm happy for him to see him get another back-to-back team week. You could go for the next one here.
Oh,
Ah,
King Barrow's playing for Manchester City
fuck!
apparently.
I messed that up. Okay, yeah.
No, getting Barrows was always one of our main players because, of course, he's a friend of mine, but he's always there with. He could play any position in the back line, and he's always done good. Like he's never played horrible. He's always just been one of those players that are up there, midfield, fucking right back, center back. It doesn't matter where. He's just doing it all, and you can see when he plays for Torino with us, he's definitely been like such a key player for us. And I don't feel like we can play without him at this point.
No, and to be honest, like you were saying, the first game 7 interceptions. You could see 21
Mhm.
interceptions, 23 possession one, 2 clean sheets. Obviously, that helped you guys out. Yes, okay. He does play for Torino. I know. I did mess up putting Man City. Uh, but no, he and
You're doing this
obviously
on purpose.
no, he's obviously a good guy to be around. He's always cheering the team on. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
really recognize him, but he's always been that player around the league to always show up
Yeah,
games, show up time
always
whenever.
underrated.
I like, and no matter how
Always
many times I
underrated.
say he's underrated, but he literally is. No one values him in a way.
Yeah, no one.
1.5 million in a bidding for a CB like
That's
King
that's
Barnes.
crazy.
That's insane. And obviously Torino won it. They talked to Genoa for him. They got what he wanted. And look, the first week that he's been playing with him, a team of the week to back him up, to silence
Mm.
everyone up, and that's what you want to see from him. He's done well here. And obviously, and the next player, the position does changes obviously for team of the week. So we had a fullback and 3 CBs. Next we're gonna go CDM, and like we were saying before, um, it's Robinu once again. I think this is back to back to back.
Yeah, I believe. I think it's just two.
Okay, back to back. Uh, in my opinion, 16 interceptions, 21 tackles, 33 possession one. For
Hmm.
Parma, that is absolutely insane. Not saying Parma don't have that players that do well, but obviously standing point right now, they're obviously not performing the way they should be. Uh, they should be doing a lot better, but Robinu is still holding them on and what they can complete and what they can do. Uh, and he's showing it here with great tackling.
Especially for a bottom three team, having someone like this in the midfield is the he's probably their most expensive player, most key
Hmm.
player for that team. I would say he's the heart of the team.
Yeah, no, he is. To be honest, he has been the heart. And like you were saying, if we're going value, this is definitely the most valuable player when we're going on Parma's basis. I guess next, a lot of people are saying yes, this is week 3 and 4. There is no left back. They did kind of switch up formation to kind of bring in everyone's best positions. You're gonna kind of see here there was 3 CBs, one fullback. There's gonna be another DM here in a second. Um, and then I guess the next player you can talk, Aaron, is this one right here. which is not
Yeah,
surprising
I
because
mean, he's your teammate. Speak about him. There's not much you can say. It's just Moody.
I mean, yeah, Moody is Moody. Let's be honest. One
Yeah.
assist, like I was saying, and that was a key assist. Actually, I could have wrote there. It was to Kevin, and that made us actually win a game. I forgot who, but it was in the late last minute, and we won it here. And 16 interceptions, and like I'm saying, 92% passing accuracy with 3 clean sheets. He has been absolutely insane for them, for us actually. 33 possession one. He is literally a rock. No matter how many times, if you guys do know Moody or not, people will know him as a rock, and he literally shows up time and time again, especially for Napoli or any team he plays for, and will always perform at 100%. And I'm glad because he's that fantastic player, and he does show it no matter where he is. Next, congratulations to Big Daddy Temi, and this is another Crotone player, and like I'm saying, like all these players from Crotone are just real experienced. You see them time and time getting Team of the Weeks, Cup stars, and once again another one to show for it. 2 goals, 1 assist for Big Daddy, and then
Why'd you say it like
wait,
that?
how am I supposed to say that without sounding weird, bro? Like
Just like Tammy, like
okay, Temi, okay, 15 possession one for Temi, 13 interception, obviously he has been well. I saw him against a lot of good teams, especially Napoli and us. But he's been one of their rocks, especially in the solid midfield position, and it's good to see him play well. Next place, Aaron, you got this one.
Like again, you can't really say much about these Kryptonian players since they're new to the league, but they've came and they've conquered. Like Beckon is one of their key players. As you've seen before, he has the most key passes. He's the heart of the team. He's creating the chances for these strikers to score, and you can see that through his key passes. It seems like every game he has like three, four, 5 key passes.
It's
When
true.
some people get that in like 2 weeks.
And keep in mind, team of the week 3 and 4. It's only basically because 2 games in week 3, and then 4 in week 4. 6 games he has 120 passes. That's insane. He's their
Yeah.
main guy that they pass to and give away. And keep in mind, with 120 passes, he has an 86% possession passing percentage, which is actually insane to see that with that many passes and like you were saying, key passes. Basically, like this is the guy where if they're not shutting them down, this is their kryptonite where they always will win. This guy has been absolutely insane with another
He's
back.
always on the ball.
Yeah, he's and I think back to back another again team of the week's winner for him, and that's really good for him. Congratulate to him. And then the next player we're gonna see here, and I don't think there's any shock. It's gonna be Cupid, with 8 goals, and obviously the Cupid stats, 8 goals. He even's been working defensively well. 11 interceptions, 5 tackles.
Yeah, from striker.
Yeah, but like that's what you see. Like 8 goals, especially. I feel like that's what does it all, especially for him and adding more goals to his tally. And he's not just looking, oh, I want goals, goals, goals. He's playing well with the team, and he's still finding a way to always look for that solid for the back of the net. And it's good for him, and I'm happy to see him do well, and he
Yeah,
deserves it. This is I've one of the most breakout seasons for Cupid, and it's
yeah,
really good to
definitely.
see.
It
Um,
reminds me of Kickstarter of last season, just
yeah,
scoring goals for fun, and he's been doing it this season. He stepped up really, really big time for Napoli, and you can see that through his 25 goals and halfway through the season.
yeah, like he's projected obviously what 50 goals. We'll see if that
50,
happens.
50 goals in 30 games.
Like we'll see if that happens, and honestly, I hope so because obviously I play on his team. It would be cool to see, but if he can still continue it, that would be amazing to see, and he deserves that 100%. And then I guess the next player who deserves it here, like we've talked about in the past, there's no surprise with going with this one. It's gonna be Kicks. Uh,
Yeah,
Kicks once again showing why he's still one of the most dominant strikers in the league with 6 goals and 3 assists. And like I said, 10 key passes. That is quite insane to see. 10 key passes where he has created with those 3 assists. But it's just there's like we said, we've seen Kicks back-to-back seasons.
yeah.
There's not much. If you know Kicks, you know he's gonna score. You don't want to give him the room. You don't want to give him space to actually go up and score because he will. He will make you pay. You can't give him space whatsoever,
Hmm.
or he will make you pay for it. And he has.
I feel, he's one of those players you put on any team, and he's still going to score goals.
Yeah,
Like you can't say that for most strikers. You put this guy on any team, he's immediately going to just provide for them. And that's why I feel like when you talk about one of the best players in the league, you Kicks is always there, always up there.
Yeah, and it is true. And no matter what, he's always dominant, and no matter where he is, there has been a couple games where he's quiet, and then next game he'll score a hat trick. Like
Yeah.
you can never count down on him. He will always show up, and that's what's good. And he's been AC Milan's pretty star for him, and obviously they have a lot of stars, but this star has been showing really well
Mhm.
for AC Milan. And I guess the final starting 11 position, it is another striker, and he did get traded last week, and he came this week to come out, and it's Kevin. Uh, and to be honest, I can talk a little bit on this team here. 4 goals, 5 assists. He's been playing striker, and he's been obviously supplying Cupid with all those nice goals, assists. I mean, but he's been still scoring. What we know Kevin best to put the ball in the back of the net, and he's doing that well. Um, like now, when people think of Napoli, oh, they have Cupid, but now they have Kevin. So if people are marking Cupid well, they have to watch out for Kevin because look, 4 goals, 5 assists. If they mark one too well, they have to watch the other, and this is why it's working. Both Napoli strikers getting team of the weeks, and they're shutting them down. 7 key passes as well to go for Kevin, with also him coming on the defensive end. He's made some nice interceptions. I see him coming back. 7 interceptions for Kevin, uh, and 5 goals, 4 assists, and just that's 9 points basically. 9 goals plus assists. Like that's insane to see. And then now next we're gonna go a little bit into the bench, kind of. So these are a little bit benches. We're gonna talk a little bit on stats on here on this aspect. Uh, so obviously the people who don't have their flags or a picture, they haven't done the post where the owners would have sent. You guys can see it in the announcements chat to fill out your player cards for players like any of the media team can fill out your card what you want it to look like. Um, so we have now is athletic, athletic through like it's athletic. He's been playing for
Mhm.
Villarreal. He does well obviously in the offensive end. He's still putting goals in the back of the net, which is what you want to see from him. Uh,
Yeah, 4 goals, 4 assists in
yeah,
6 games.
exactly. 8 points in 6 games. Like that's still amazing for his quality. And I hope, like I said, I hope Inter Milan change it around, especially with getting Giroud. Good things can happen right now. And next, going into it is Mighty Mac Puma. I have had the chance to play with Puma in other leagues, um, and he has been well. He's doing finishing well. And like I said, obviously we're looking at Robinu, but they still have another good management of Mighty
Yeah.
Mac Puma. He does have in 5 games 6 goals and 1 assist. So he's been scoring goals for them. It's just something obviously he's not working for the team, but him himself, he's been showing why he's
Yeah.
still showing up, and it's good to see on his end what he's been capable of doing. And then obviously with Lazio, a new player coming up is Shifty with 3 goals and 1 assist, and he has 95 passes. Keep that in mind. A lot of players, obviously, with 20 and stuff like that, he's showing what a cam is with 95 passing, especially with and keep it in mind, it's 95 out of 103. So that's like a mid 90 on passing percentage. So he's getting the ball, giving it away without any turnovers, and that's what you want to see. Lazio have the team to do well, and he's showing why that they want him to do well right here with these type of players. We can go to the next one here. You want to go with the first one?
I mean, this duo in midfield, there's not much you can say. I would say this is if Moody would play with Achilles, that would be the best. But Dado and Achilles is probably the best midfielder in the league.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Skill wise, they move the ball really well. Like you can't get the ball off them. They also win the ball really well. Like there's nothing these guys can't do. They can score. They can pass, defend. Like I said, Dado also season 10 or season 11. He was there, one of the players out there for Beckenbauer as a center back.
Yeah, and now he's changing it around, playing center mid for AC Milan, and still showing why he can play anywhere. He's played right mid, he's played center back, he's played CDM.
Anywhere, any of these guys could play anywhere.
Yeah, and he's
The
showing that.
main the main AC Milan boys, you put them anywhere on your team just got so much better. Doesn't matter. It could be goalie. It
It's
would
true.
still be better than anyone you have.
It's true. And obviously Achilles helping them out with obviously he's getting the 2 assists and Dado's still 3 assists. So even they're playing defensive positions, but they're still finding a way to get the
Hmm.
CDMs active with the strikers, giving the ball to Savo or Infinite or kicks. And that's good to see from these type of boys. They do have a good type of quality players and good chemistry like we're talking about. I guess next. So this is the last of the bench. Um, we could talk about here Cardian. I do believe he is obviously
Kadarian.
Kadarian. No, it's Cardian.
No, it's no, it's not.
Did I spell it wrong? my bad. Holy
Oh,
shit. I keep messing up. Okay, my bad, Kadarian. I'll fix that for you, man. But he's another 6 games, 21 saves, 6 goals against. Versus Sulo, versus Sulo, you know, obviously, like we said in the league, they haven't been performing to their best. But 21 saves in 6 games for him, that is really good, especially because they always have been on the defensive end, and him showing up for them is really good, and he's doing it well. You know, he's showing up, and looking next right to him for Fiorentina, Deshaun 1K, who had absolutely had a good week, 2 weeks actually,
he's
phenomenal.
also one of those underrated players. Like he traveled for my team, and you'd be surprised of how good he is. I'm surprised that he went for the price he did,
Yeah,
because he's seriously a really good player, and you can see that for Fiorentina. He cemented his place in the lineup.
with 24 possession won and 15 interceptions. That is a great player for a fullback. Like you don't expect them obviously fullbacks to go up and down, but he's showing what he can do up and down the field, creating plays and creating good opportunities with a couple key passes here and there for him. Um, and I guess the next thing that we can do is obviously the Cup Stars. The Cup Stars is going to be a little bit of the thing that we can look into here. Um, and this, like I said, this is going to be both week 3 and week 4 looking into it. I guess the first one that we are going to start off with, and I know I'm not just saying this because I'm here, but it is going to be myself as of 8
Yeah,
o'clock.
he's shit. Whoever the fuck that guy is, he's shit.
uh, well, thanks. Well, we're going to look at him there. And obviously, like we just noticed a couple seconds ago, Deshaun 1K. Like,
Yeah,
he had a
there again.
phenomenal week, both in the
Hmm.
cup and in the league. He's showing up there. And obviously, looking at, I don't want to say, well, look at myself, but I had 3 clean sheets and I only had 1 goal against, and
You're
obviously,
so biased. You're so
how
biased. Shut
how am I being biased? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, hey, I just got it. I had to do the cards. You know what I mean? But yeah,
up.
no, I had all like it's not. I'm not saying this because of me. It's obvious because my
No,
defense, the cup, we absolutely played super well. Where my defense is actually what helped me actually get the cup star of the week, and it's good to see. And I'm happy,
no
obviously.
matter what, if David's on your team and they're a one on one, like 50 or I would say like 80% of the time, David's going to save you.
Oh, so
If you need a
unfortunate.
goalie to save your ass, it's David.
Yeah, and well, I appreciate that. But yeah, like we were saying here, Deshaun 1K and myself, getting that starting positions for the cup,
Hmm.
and especially with one more game left, we can see who does well in that last one game. But congrats to those players as well.
I
Um,
congratulate yourself.
yeah, I am
Like,
congratulating myself. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm at the weird opportunity. And this is another player who I was looking at. Obviously, Moody getting a cup start and getting a team of the week once again. There's no surprise what he can do here.
yeah,
Once again, he was doing well with a high passing percentage. He only missed 1 pass, believe it or not, just 1 pass in the whole 67 attempts, with 11 interceptions. He's always playing well, and like we were saying, TNG Almighty. Like I said, he is a goalkeeper, but for him to play center back, obviously I don't know him well, but for him to play as a phenomenal goalkeeper and to play phenomenally as a center back, that is huge for your team, especially when the owner has been
yeah.
suspended. He's showing up obviously in the cup and in the league where they need him the most, and he's
That
doing it well.
also, what's it called, shows the skill of the team. You
Yeah,
can see how many of them play in different leagues, but you can see like how that experience like rubbed off on them. Like any one of their players can walk into any other team in the league.
yeah, exactly. Yes, yes.
They're definitely
No,
one
no,
of
no,
the
no, no.
teams
I'm
with
doing
the
something,
most
please.
talent in the whole
No,
league.
no,
I would
I'm
say
doing something.
there's no
I'll be back
surprises
soon.
when you see any one of them
No, no, no.
in the team of the week or cup. They're always going to be there. There's not going to be one team of the week without them.
No, and it's true in a way. Like, they've always been there. Like you're saying, there's always like a handful of them always in there, and they
Yeah,
keep
there's not
coming.
like one or two. There's like four.
Yeah, like it's like you try to get rid of them and you can't. They're always gonna be there. Like there's nothing you can
Yeah,
do to actually get rid of them. And same thing with Moody. Moody's always gonna be showing up doing
Moody's
really good
always going to
spot
be
in.
there. I would say this. He's the best defensive midfielder, like defensively in the league, and I think in the history of the league. I don't think there's anyone else that does it better than Moody.
And to be honest, I agree with you. Like especially playing against him is a pain in the ass. Playing with him is probably the best blessing in the world. Like
Yeah,
he's always phenomenal no matter where he goes. And then next, this is where we're gonna go with Great One, Cropper, and Cupid. Like I said, Cupid again getting Team of the Week and Cup Stars. Him soaring off here is obviously going really well for him. with what he can do here. With Cupid, he's obviously getting 6 goals, 2 assists in 4 games in the last
Yeah.
2 weeks. Like, especially in the cup, that's what obviously helped us qualify for the cup, fermented us. Obviously with the help of the whole team, he's showing what he does best. He's getting the assists here in the cup. He has them, so yes, he does have his assist in the this season. Um, but yeah, no, he does what he needs to do, and it's no surprise. Like Cupid is Cupid, and what can we expect? And then Cropper, and it's good to see Cropper here. He's doing well for obviously Genoa, and he has to bang it in. He's been playing obviously attacking midfielder, and of course the attacking positions. I believe striker, with 4 goals, 2 assists in 4 games. That is also what you want to see from a guy you're getting into trading. He's showing what he can also support with obviously the Kevin Cropper deal. He's showing what he's done. They're showing what their quality is, and he's helping out Genoa. They came first in the group, and that's what he's there for. And
Mhm.
obviously, you could talk a little bit more on Great One, but another Cup Stars here.
He won this. He won this for CM.
He did.
Not. Yeah. There's a CM and then a can, but you.
Yeah, right, what do you want me to do? Like,
It's fine. It's just one letter in there
yeah,
that needs to
exactly.
be.
Just pretend that A is not even there. You know what I mean? That's it.
No, but Grade One people. I don't know why people doubted him. I always knew he was always going to play. That he's always going to be good, and he's proved it for us.
Yeah. And obviously playing him where that season where he was in season 9 with obviously Omar and stuff like that,
Hmm.
he was phenomenal. And to see him come back once again to show what he's doing in the cup, especially for Torino, it's going to be scary to see what they can do in the knockouts, especially with his support and obviously the whole team around him.
Hmm.
But it's good to see them, and it's good to see these type of players showing what they can do, not only in the league where a lot of people care about, but in the cup because a lot of teams, at the end of the day, they want to qualify for their knockout
Yeah.
stage. And I do believe, yeah, that is it for the Cup Stars. I guess we'll go back here. So I guess the first week we've qualified, we went through a whole bit. Next week I am thinking where you are going to be seeing is a lot of a lot of game highlights and cup highlights. So get ready for that one. You're actually going to see a lot of the game videos and stuff like that. That I'm going to be preparing for you guys. So it's going to be good, and I hope you guys. I know this week it was a little bit kind of like short notice that we had to go through, but I hope you guys did enjoy. Um, and obviously with the second half of FIFA of LG remaining, anything can happen, and it's going to be a good one to see. I hope you guys do enjoy the whole week off, because like I said, these guys are no games this whole week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Enjoy it. Happy 4th of July, Happy Canada Day to those of each countries, um, and enjoy it. Uh, yeah, Aaron, anything left to say?
Thunder strikes.
Ah, so
That's it.
Thunder
That's it.
Strike, that's it. Maybe as of 8 of Strikes, maybe in the last day of the
Oh,
month.
you.
So we'll see. But yeah, but thank you guys. I appreciate all the support, and we guys will see you in the next week. And obviously, watch out for that Friday night tournament that Alberto's hosting, that 1v1. Look into it in the Discord, and obviously in the description, there is on how to sign up for LG if you guys are looking to. And we appreciate it.